All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to DeepSouthEdc Lunch Break Live. Another boring Tuesday. Try to get me out of the sun glare there. How about that? Hope you guys can hear me. The other Lunch Break Live, I had a issue with the microphone. We're getting a lot of echoey feedback. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good week. I have this story here from last week, the 2nd. Louisiana's crime gun pipeline. How firearms flow to and from Texas, Mississippi, and elsewhere. So let's just get started and read this, and then we'll pick it apart as we go along, maybe. So this story is from The Advocate out of Baton Rouge. So let's see. It says, when it comes to guns connected to crimes, Louisiana supplies more to Texas than the other way around, despite a 7-fold difference in population between the Lone Star and Bayou states. And Mississippi funnels more to Louisiana than vice versa, even though it's half the people. Statistics from the ATF show that 2,158 firearms seized in 2021 during criminal investigations dubbed gun crimes were originally bought in Louisiana but wound up in other states. And of 13,823 crime guns taken off the streets in Louisiana, 1,800 came from elsewhere. What's up, y'all? Thanks for stopping by. Whoop. All right. Continues. It's likely that significantly more guns flow between states, but many are never confiscated, or if they are not traced, experts say. What's up, AZ? How you doing, bro? Hey, I want to talk to you about that gel. I went to the store earlier, and yeah, I'll catch up with you about that after I read the story. What drives the flow of guns? It's economics, says Joseph Vince, a criminology professor at Maryland's Mount St. Mary's University and former ATF agent who has spent his career intercepting crime gun data. All right, so he works for the ATF, so we can go ahead right now and just, we can discount that because we know that he's full of shit. Vince says the primary reason for trafficking weapons both in and out of state comes down to money. Where can someone make the most profit from selling a weapon? Usually it helps to purchase or steal the gun first from markets where firearms are easier to find. So right now in New Orleans, we're having just a crazy amount of car break-ins. It's happening around all of like the sports games and stuff like that. Even on my street, the 2 cars parked in front of my car on the street, 2 cars had their windows busted. And it's reported that tons of guns are being taken out of these cars. Why are people still leaving their guns in their cars? It fucking baffles the mind, dude. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, and we have pretty much zero police presence in New Orleans. So these people are busting car windows, stealing guns, and then selling them. Of course they're going to go places. I continue. Louisiana is one of those places. A long-term study by the RAND Corporation, a nonprofit research institute, found that 48% of Louisiana adults lived in a household with a firearm between 2007 and 2016. The national average was 32%. So I'd say that 48% of people who live in Louisiana are smart. Another factor, local law enforcement agencies say that they've seen a dramatic rise in recent years in the number of stolen firearms, which increases the potential to supply crime guns, like I just said. No police presence, everybody's car is getting broken into, plus stupid people leaving their firearms in their car. In Baton Rouge alone, authorities reported seizing more than 1,500 guns within city limits since the start of the year. Since Lieutenant Lorenzo Coleman, who oversees Baton Rouge Police Department Street Crime Unit, called a substantial increase from the previous year. He estimated that about 1/4 to 1/3 of those guns were stolen. Yeah, I'm going to use a stolen gun to commit a crime. Makes sense. I wouldn't use my own. Coleman said that increases in thefts have fueled an underground market that endangers local communities. When a stolen gun is used in a shooting, he explained, it's much harder for investigators to track it back to the shooter because tracing the weapon tells them who it was stolen from, not who fired it. The thefts are happening at an alarming rate. Where the guns come from, where the guns go. ATF data shows Most crime guns recovered throughout the U.S. are from in-state purchases. So the headline of this story is misleading. Based on ATF data, Texas and Mississippi were Louisiana's top out-of-state suppliers last year. No shit. Yeah, it's, you know, it's going to be like that for any neighboring states. For instance, you take New Mexico, you're probably going to say you're getting most of the guns coming from Arizona or Texas or Colorado or even fucking Mexico, but we know that it's the other way around with Operation Fast and Furious that ATF was doing. Based on ATF data, Texas and Mississippi were Louisiana's top out-of-state suppliers last year, with 724 and 384 guns from those states recovered respectively. They were followed by Alabama, 128, Georgia, 122, and Florida, 93. States where Louisiana was a top 15 supplier included Texas, 1,084, Mississippi, 164, Alabama, 62, Arkansas, 32, Colorado, 35, Maine, 2, New Hampshire, 3, Oklahoma, 32, Tennessee, 64, Washington, 16. Again, it has to be economics. Where can someone go and purchase a firearm at a lower price? It comes down to the relationship one state has to another because of migration or because of jobs. I think they're just grasping at straws with that explanation. If it's easier to get a gun in Louisiana via theft or other means, and there are more of them, that's just market. That's just basic capitalism. We have more here, the supply is higher here. We're going to be more competitive here, so of course they're going to be cheaper here. We have no police presence pretty much. These other states have police presence, so the theft isn't as high. It's all correlation. Then we have this part, the straw purchase problem. So now they're trying to go after FFLs, which is bullshit. Most FFLs are so good about who they sell to because they don't want to get caught up with the ATF. Gun thefts and shifting populations aren't the only explanation for the flow of gun crimes. Many are bought using a method known as straw purchasing, when a person buys a firearm for someone else who is prohibited by law from buying one or who does not want their name to be traced back to the transaction. Straw purchasing is a huge problem. It's not. It's not. While most guns bought through straw purchases in Louisiana end up staying in Louisiana, all right, come on. Yeah, AZ Air Gunner, I'll text you later, bro. You got to do your thing. The money for firearms, all right, sorry. While most guns bought through straw purchases in Louisiana end up staying in Louisiana, he noted that a percentage of guns make their way to other states, most of them to neighboring southern states. I'd like to see where they're getting the data on these straw purchases. Right now, they have no proof. To curb straw purchasing problems, Vince argues that states need to take a harder stance on weapons traffickers by enacting stronger laws and enforcing legislation. Okay, what laws do you propose? We already have tens of thousands of firearm laws on the books. Maybe let's just try to enforce some of the ones we already have. Until we get together and say we've got to stop this and keep guns out of the hands of people who shouldn't have them, we're going to continue to have this problem, and it's only getting worse. All right, here we go. Holes in the data. The ATF's number might not show the full picture. Only 30% of Louisiana's local law enforcement agencies have voluntarily chosen to participate in the ATF's firearm tracing program. In Mississippi, the number is just over half, making it difficult to get a sense of just how prevalent the issue of gun trafficking really is. Okay, so this is giving them a lot of leeway to kind of make their own shit up, since they don't have complete data and they're making statements without backing it up with complete data. They're inferring. With only 30% of police departments, so they can't have an accurate account for this. All right, here we go. There is one silver lining. Most of Louisiana's major law enforcement agencies use the system. Baton Rouge, NOPD, and the Louisiana State Police do. Captain Justin Payer with the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Department said the E-Trace system frequently helps his department to reunite gun owners with their lost or stolen weapons. Okay, that's what it should be used for. A lot of times that we're finding after we get the guns off people we arrest, when we do the trace and make contact with the owners, we find out they did report the gun stolen. They just didn't know the serial number at the time they reported it. So it wasn't showing as stolen when they took the person into custody. In St. James Parish, his department has long relied on the program. All right, so it's just a lot of police departments talking about that they use the program. So anyway, they're pretty much trying to say that Louisiana is... Here we go, I'll read this. I think it's important just in terms of transparency for the public and the media to know. Gun violence is a very serious problem in our country, and to have so much of the information be opaque seems inherently problematic. Despite the lack of comprehensive data, the number of law enforcement agencies that voluntarily participate in e-tracing has gone up in recent years, as has the agency continued to educate law enforcement on the program. The largest department in the country are all in. They want to use tracing. They see it as a good tool to have in their toolbox. Other places are more reluctant. All right, so I agree. Use the tracing to get the guns back to their owners if they were stolen. I don't agree that they're using 30% of agencies that check in that use tracing, trying to say that Louisiana is this pipeline for illegal firearms going throughout the country. They don't even have the data to show that. And then they're talking about straw purchases. And what are they considering a straw purchase? A grandfather buying his grandson his first rifle and then the kid moving out of state? Because that's what they were saying. They're finding straw purchases are mostly staying in the state, but there are a few that move. And also, again, I want to know what they're calling straw purchases, because it looks like in the story that they wrote up this whole big story, but they're going off of a very small amount of data. So that's kind of it's kind of misleading. Although I do, hey Trevin, it's all good, bro. You don't got to be here too long. So it is a problem. There are a ton of break-ins in vehicles in New Orleans specifically, and a lot of firearms are being stolen out of these cars. So I don't know what needs to be done about that. People need to stop leaving their firearms in their cars. You're in New Orleans, you know how this place rolls. Firearms belong on you, not in the car. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna be doing an experiment with making my own ballistics gel. I need to make some for this video I have coming up on a self-defense item. And I went to the store to go buy some Knox gelatin. The recipe that I looked up said I need about 119 ounces. At the grocery store, they only sell them in 1 ounce boxes. And each box is about $2. So I'm not about to spend, $200 on gelatin. So I'm going to need to find a cheaper source. I'll look around. Maybe I could buy a big bulk box. And then I also need like a mold of a torso. So I was looking on the internet and all I could find is like, really naughty torso molds for, molding something. So I'm going to have to dig a little deeper. Otherwise we'll have a very NS, how do you say that? Not safe for work version of, of our video for our next review. Anyway, guys, I'm over here. I thought I could show it, but I'm on one of these stupid little handheld tripods. I broke my tripod when I was doing that that Red Ryder video, so need to get a new one. If you guys want help, kick me over $1. Help me get that tripod. I got my Cash App down at the bottom. Hey, Daily Knife, what's going on, man? I'm about to jump off here. Anyway. Yeah, so if you guys know where to get one of those like torso molds, I could just pour some gelatin in, one preferably that isn't all busty and stuff. Yeah, let me know. And consider donating to the channel, help me get that new tripod. And if you guys are on Minds is pretty cool. It's like a hybrid of like Facebook and Twitter. I don't know, it's pretty cool. They pay you to be on it pretty much. Like you can make crypto. Anyway, you can become a member of the channel over there. I set it up to be $1 a month. You'll be a producer of the channel, and I'll make sure you get a credit on every video. And yeah, it'll help us keep the channel going. And yeah, all right, everybody's hopping off, so it's time for me to hop off too. Daily Knife number 2. Have a great day. AZ Airgunner, Trevin, the nieces, everybody who's watching, thanks for hanging out. Remember, guys, hit that thumbs up button, and yeah, if you watch us on Rumble, smash that Rumble button. I can be found on Minds, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Rumble, all at DeepSouthEdc. Remember, guys, 100% of home invasions happen in the home, and stay well regulated. We'll catch you next time.